it's a crime that was committed against me. But the way that it happened, it feels like I should have known better than to let myself be in that position. Quickly, let's go over what just happened. It's 3:03 in the afternoon of Wednesday, February 14th. It's still Valentine's Day. It's my second recording I'm doing today, and that's not because I'm depressed or sad or whatever, but it's because I just had an emergency therapy session. I was not expecting it, and they called me because I asked them to please put me in their waiting list, and they did. And this time, because I had done this before and I wasn't able to get a session, this time it worked. And that was nice. I want to go over what happened before, because I'm about to go over it in my head anyway, so I might as well just record it. So first, she wanted to know are there any improvements in my life or whatever, anything I'm happy about, how it's going, etc. And I don't have anything new to report, but that's also good. And in fact, that's mainly good because sometimes no news is good news. It could be that I'm already getting distracted. Some things were harder to talk about than I'd anticipated. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm yawning. It's so cold in this house. It's not getting any better. I talked about the fact that I feel good. I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. It's nerve-wracking, actually. Instead of it being exciting and whatever, it's nice to feel the way that I do, but it's also nerve-wracking. Like, am I fixing to have another shoe drop and then really lose my mind? Because when I was going through it, it was only a couple of weeks ago, and it was so hard, and I was just thinking about, like, going over things in my mind, and I won't bore you with the information because that's already in the previous thing that I've done. But all of that was so hard, and I didn't think that I was going to be able to snap out of it. And I don't know. I feel like there's something that I talked to her about that I don't talk to people about, because it's just so embarrassing how it happened. It's a crime that was committed against me. But the way that it happened, it feels like I should have known better than to let myself be in that position. And it was just so embarrassing more than anything else. And I don't talk about it because it doesn't make sense to me to start with. So how am I going to make sense of it telling other people? So I talked to her about it, and it was hard to tell her this honest version instead of the version that I tell only to a select few, because I'd rather not go there, period. And she said something about maybe I dissociated. It's funny she mentioned that word, because it's a thing that I've thought about recently, where I was like, am I right now going through some kind of a dissociation period because of how hard the first few sessions had been on me, and the toll that they took on me, and the stuff that I'm going through with losing my family and knowing that there's like impending loss of the ones that are still in my life. And I'm like, am I like going to suffer for a long time to come? But now all of a sudden I feel great. Is it because I feel like it's too soon for me to be, logically when I think about it, it's too soon for me to have snapped out of that phase to the phase that I'm in right now. So I'm like, did I put myself in a place where it feels better to be at? Because I'm like, it's like a delusional kind of state, kind of dissociation. I wonder about that. But she said, it's fine, just enjoy it. And also you are making some important choices, some good choices in your life. And you are cutting off toxicity out of your life, which to a certain degree, it does make sense, because I was thinking like one of the reasons that I wouldn't get notifications on like my WhatsApp was I didn't even realize it, but I would be scared to look at my WhatsApp in case there's a message there from a family member that's going to put me in a negative place. I mean, if you really think about it, why would you be scared to hear from your loved ones, right? That's crazy. And now that I've eliminated some of them, not some of them, but like one of them, I know that the rest don't really even reach out to me. It's just crazy. I'm like, wait, did I know that I don't even hear from these people actually at all? Or is this a new thing that they don't reach out to me? I don't know. But they don't. And I'm like, I have nothing to worry about really, because when I look at my phone, there are no new messages. I could enable my messages on WhatsApp at this point, because I don't risk getting messages that I didn't want to get. But I'll keep it the way it is for now. But yeah, that's all to support the point of don't feel like there's another shoe that's going to drop. Just enjoy the moment and know that, it's to be expected for somebody who is making the kinds of changes that you are. I don't know, we shall see. I'm kind of reluctant still. So there's that. And then we talked more about, I made a mistake. Oh, good. We talked some more about my life, starting from what I had told her last. And ultimately, she said there has been a lot of movement in your life. Yes, there has. And she doesn't even know the half of it. Because I moved from where I lived in the Eastern Cape to Johannesburg. I moved from Johannesburg to Durban. My home to Johannesburg is 20 hours away. Drive. Johannesburg to Durban is 6 hours away. Then I moved so I moved from my home 20 hours away to Johannesburg, moved from Johannesburg to Durban 6 hours away, moved from where I was living in Durban to another suburb in Durban, moved from there to my condo, moved from there to Johannesburg to pursue fame and fortune. And I was like, yes. So I told her that. It's just like, yeah, I was ready to be in the movies and be a star. So I was like, yeah, let's go to Johannesburg. And I went to Johannesburg and I pursued that. And then from Johannesburg, I went to Eastern Europe, Georgia. I can't believe I fitted all these moves in 1 hour. And then from Johannesburg, from Eastern Europe, I moved back to Johannesburg. And moved from Johannesburg to the US. Wait, Johannesburg to Georgia, Eastern Europe, from Georgia to Johannesburg, from Johannesburg to from Johannesburg, I'm distracted. From Johannesburg to Georgia, from Georgia to Johannesburg, Johannesburg to the US in Connecticut. From Connecticut, this is now number 10, to New Jersey. From New Jersey to San Diego, from San Diego to Los Angeles, from Los Angeles to Ontario. That's 13 moves in a space of no time flat. 2005 until 2012. 7 years, not bad. Two moves per year. That's a lot, actually. And a lot of them happened in just 1 year. Or 2 years. No, in 1 year. Then I told her about a few romantic relationships that I was involved in. There's not a lot of them. I've told her about a guy I was engaged to at one point. And then I've talked to her about a guy I dated. And then I talked to her about 3 other relationships. So far, starting from birth, I've only talked up until my living in the US, like 10 years ago. That's a long time for somebody who's almost 50 years old. I've only told them about 4 relationships. The other few don't count. And I was trying to cover as much ground as possible, and at the same time, give her as much information as possible. I did write some notes for myself that I didn't refer to, but at the same time, they helped me because I wrote them down. It helped me remember, and I did cover all of those things that are in the notes when I was talking to her, including my brother's death and stuff like that. So rest in peace. And I'm shocked that I didn't cry when it got to my brother, because I did cry when I was writing the notes. I did tear up when I was writing the notes. And it's a topic that whenever I get to it, I can cry on cue. Rest in peace, Big. And happy Valentine's, bro. So, what else? There's nothing else much to report. And maybe I'm getting used to therapy or something, because the way that I feel now after talking so much and opening up so much to somebody, it feels almost anticlimactic now to how I've been feeling all along. Whenever I get to that point, like whenever after my sessions, I would feel a certain way. And now I'm like looking for something, like reaching, right? Like looking for something. Like, why am I not feeling a certain kind of way? I don't know, it's weird. But it's better to feel this way. I hope I didn't have boogers when I was talking to this lady, dear Lord. Then, what else? That's it, actually. And just a life update. We purchased 2 car parts, and I have a new mechanic, so I hope that he's going to kill it in the best possible way with fixing my car. And I'm wearing a medium top and I feel good because I feel like I'm starting to fit into my clothes again. It's weird. It's great though. I'm very thankful. My next section is going to be in 2 weeks, and I'm so thankful that I was able to be squeezed in today. That's it. Been enjoying African music lately. I'm gonna go back and see if I can do some work. My house is kind of in areas and whatever, it needs to be cleaned. So what I can get done in the next couple of hours. I did hear back from the guy. He texted me back and told me that produce delivery is not going to be today. It's going to be next week and every other week thereafter. Normally it's every second or fourth Wednesday, second and fourth Wednesday of the month. And now the new schedule, I guess, is first and third Wednesday of the month is going to be the new schedule. Feel good, really good. I look really good. Very thankful. And I'm off to do some work.